alibi was with one of his girlfriends. Okay, one of the girls that he's dating. My oldest son, which is Raymond, his brother, had told me he was with Diana that night, and he was with Tate in the morning. Now that's what he had told me. My son told me this. Okay, and William did do this, right? Now, in no means am I going to sugarcoat it and say my son didn't do it. I know my son didn't do this.
Okay, maybe I'm the crazy one, but the mother just said he was with Diana at night, Kate in the morning, and the alleged motive in a mass shooting, a triple homicide. The family of Oscar winner Jennifer Hudson's, they're dead. 3 of them dead. Mother, brother, little nephew. He's with 2 women, and he's angry because his ex may have gotten a birthday present from another man. To Karen Stark, psychologist, help me, Karen.
Well, psychologically, Nancy, for this particular person, this is all territorial and ego. He's a narcissist, so he can't deal with her being with anyone else. It has nothing to do with what he's doing. It's all about her betraying him. He can't handle it. He can't cope.
We are taking your calls live tonight. Crime scene evidence and motive revealed in the shooting death of Oscar winner Jennifer Hudson's family. With us, Susan Moss, Renee Rockwell, Daniel Horowitz. Susan Moss, weigh in.
You threaten your wife and her family ends up dead. I think you've made your own legal bed. But back to that argument about maybe he snapped. I mean, maybe you can argue he snapped when the mother was killed and when the brother was killed. But he took that little boy out of the house, and he shot that little boy. The snap effect was over.
Renee Rockwell, she's right.
She's right, and Nancy, the only thing you do not have in this case besides an absolute eyewitness is a confession. You're going to have physical evidence. You're going to have people that alibi, him asking for the alibi. That girl's coming on the stand. Even though it's a statement by him asking her to be an alibi, that's absolutely coming in. I just don't see anything but just damage control from this point.
You know, and apparently there is a confession to the girlfriend, one of these girlfriends. I don't know which one. I imagine it's Kate, since he was with Kate that morning, Diane the night before, and somehow he managed to sandwich in a triple homicide between all of that. But, you know, Renee Rockwell, the fact that he tried to fake us all out and hide the victim's car up under a bridge, to me, right there, that shows consciousness of guilt, which negates any insanity claim.
And that is what the prosecution is going to go to when they say he was not so crazy that he did not know right from wrong. The very fact that he's covering his tracks will be shown that he was absolutely trying to get himself out of this predicament.
Out to the lines, Kim in Texas. Hi, Kim.
Hello, Nancy. Thank you for taking my call.
Yes, ma'am. What's your question?
My question is, did William Balfour exhibit any type of strange behavior in the days and even weeks prior to this event?
What do you mean by strange behavior?
Well, I am a victim of a violent crime, and my ex put black roses in my mailbox and X on my door. I mean, lots of different things that, you know, I really didn't think he was serious, and then he stabbed me 27 times. So I'm thinking that...
You know what, Kim in Texas? God bless you. And thank you for calling in. You are a survivor. So what she's asking, Susan Rose Jones, were there any signals? I know that there were alleged threats to the family. What were they?
Well, that's according to the prosecution. They say that he had threatened Julia Hudson and said, the rest of your family will be in danger if I find out that you've been with another man. But let's talk about, Nancy, what they don't have. There is no physical evidence that they've mentioned, no bloody clothes, no way to connect William Balfour to the gun that belonged to Jason Hudson, by the way. Why was he carrying that .45 gun? They just don't have the physical evidence. These are the things
Susan,
that are missing.
I don't believe that's what I asked you, but you know, I believe your calling may be in the defense bar. Speaking of bloody clothes, Susan, I'm sitting about 1,000 miles away, but I know this much. I know that there are at least 2, if not 4 witnesses that place William Balfour in a different outfit before the shootings. That would be a light-colored sweatshirt. When he came home, he had changed clothes. It would be my educated guess, Susan Rosen, that there was blood on that sweatshirt, and that is why he discarded it. And as far as forensic evidence is, I would also imagine, out to Mike Brooks, that the crime scenes, that being the home and the car, are covered in fingerprints.
Absolutely, Nancy. And also keep in mind his green Chrysler that was broken down. He drove it to another location, and there was gunshot residue on the steering wheel. So that's his car. I have to disagree with Susan, being seen as law enforcement analyst. I think there's plenty of evidence here. And if the superintendent of the Chicago Police says that they have enough evidence, I believe him, because I used to work with him, and he was a former FBI official before he became police commissioner.
Out to the line, Shania in Tennessee. Hi, dear.
Hi, Nancy. I love you. You are the greatest.
Thank you very much. You can tell that to the defense bar tonight. What's your question, dear?
Yes, I was just wondering, why didn't they get him for kidnapping?
You know, interesting question. What about it, Daniel Horowitz?
Nancy, I don't think it's necessary because he'll be charged with murder, and the special circumstance which can give him the death penalty will be the fact that it took place during the kidnap. So you have to charge him with stealing a car or any little things or kidnapping.
So, Dr. David Posey, there are reports surfacing that the mom and brother were shot in their sleep, in bed. How can you tell?
Well, you have to look at the crime scene. If they were actually in the bed, that tells you everything. If they're up above in the house, then you'd know that as well. So look at the crime scene. It'll tell you the answer as to the location. Obviously, once they're shot, they're not going to get up and run around.
He vehemently denies that he is guilty in this case. It seems as though the evidence that the detectives have brought to light is largely unreliable. Any evidence pointing to Mr. Balfour is not even thin. It is very, very weak.